r/AskReddit. What's something you're proud of, but can't tell anybody you know? When me and my basketball coach met some scouts, he introduced me as his son. I almost broke down on the spot. Damn. Now that is an honor. My dad has been pretty absent my whole life, and he has another family who he's really happy with. My coach been a father figure my entire life. I'm not exaggerating when I say when I legitimately worship that man. He helped me grow into a much better person and was there for me when my best friend died. It's a massive honor indeed. In 2009 I walked in a commencement ceremony for my bachelor's degree, but later found out I didn't pass my last 2 classes, so I didn't receive my degree. I never told anyone, and life happened, so I put it off. I started going back to school and had to take a few extra classes, but I finally finished my last classes and filled out my graduation application today. OMG. I walked in my college graduation knowing I was short a couple credits because hello, I'd already been to 3 schools in 4 years, so there was no way could tell my parents. Luckily, I went to a very large state school, so walking meant standing up when they said the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. My second semester of senior year of high school, only one class I was taking I actually needed in order to graduate. Unfortunately, I hated the class, and for me, that means I didn't do any of the work. By the time the final exam came around, I had a 39% in the class. I needed something like a 160% on the final to pass, which is obviously impossible. So I resigned myself to the idea of summer school and put very little effort into that final, instead choosing to focus on studying for other finals. After I finished that exam, the teacher gave me the opportunity to make up pretty much all of the homework that I didn't do over the entire semester. After she entered all those assignments into the gradebook, I only needed a 59% on the final in order to pass the class. Considering I got something like a 55% on the midterm that I actually kind of cared about a few months earlier, that was not at all a guarantee. At the time of the graduation ceremony, I still didn't know if I'd pass the class. My high school allows people who didn't graduate to still walk across the stage and pick up the cover for their diploma, but then after the ceremony we go pick up the actual diploma, assuming you passed. I walked the stage having no idea I passed that class. It wasn't until I went to the area to pick up the diploma that I would find out. I told the woman my name, she looked me up in a binder, handed me my diploma, and said congratulations. She had no idea that she was breaking the news to me that I would, in fact, graduate on time. I mentioned I needed a 59% on the final in order to pass the class. When I got home after the ceremony, I went online to check my grades. On the final, I got a 61%. My mom died 13 years ago, and I became a teacher about 10 years ago. I work in a district with a lot of families in need. I use the money that I would have used to buy her a gift and buy something for a child in need. Normally it is a winter coat or hats and gloves for Christmas, and in the summer I buy gift cards or send someone to camp. None of my coworkers or family members know I do this. That's really special. What a beautiful tribute to your mother. You are someone's answer to a prayer. Very nice. I've all but eliminated my problems with erectile dysfunction that have plagued me all my life. Staying in shape and being well mentally makes a huge difference. And obviously so does experience and knowing my body. That's awesome. Keep it up, mate. How did you eliminate the problems? How long did it take? More than a decade. I've had issues since I was 17. It wasn't downright impotence if you exclude the period when I first started having sex, but I'd often lose my erection mid-sex, and it was rough. What made the biggest difference was maturity, I think. Accepting my body and realizing that my partner does find me desirable. I was fat as a kid and always had some body image issues and obviously penis size ones. I'm average to above, but in my mind, it was tiny compared to the monsters in porn. Also, I was struggling with unemployment and other personal failures for a period, and that definitely affected me. These issues are gone and are no longer a weight on my mind. Trying to stay in shape also helped, both to alleviate the body image issues and because, you know, being healthy is important for your penis functioning correctly. What I said about knowing my body was more about learning what works for me in sex. After a decade of experience, I now know I need to take it slow at first. Foreplay and some slow fucking in the positions that feel most comfortable for me up until I feel certain I've gotten myself going. After that, I can do whatever is needed to pleasure her and for however long it's needed. I used to treat sex as something that was about pleasuring my partner first and foremost. Now I don't as much. I try to pay more attention to my needs. I've become more selfish, but it's kinda in the spirit of unselfishness, if that makes sense. Like, let me do what I want for 5 minutes, and then it's all about you for the next 15, or however long it lasts. Finally, and I cannot stress this enough, honesty. I told my current girlfriend outright a week after we started dating that I have had problems in the past and that I totally understand if she didn't want to go forward. Compare that to how stupid I was with my first girlfriend. I had told her I wasn't a virgin because I thought that was important. I put a ton of unnecessary weight on my shoulders and I couldn't even get an erection partly because of that. There were probably other minor factors, being open about kinks, for example, but I think these were the main ones. Hope it helps. When I graduated college I got a job offer with the CIA. I didn't actually take it, but it's a pretty dope flex that I can't tell people for obvious reasons. Most notable one is that I don't want to come off as a pretentious asshole. Nice try, person who definitely took the CIA job. Also, can I ask why you turned it down? Lol, you got me. No, but for real, the biggest thing that stopped me from moving on was that I have to go through a series of hoops, polygraph test, interviews, and a 16-month security clearance before you actually get sworn in at their central office. I did research, and apparently 9% of people who get a conditional offer, which I got, actually make it through, and at any point in the 16-month clearance the CIA can rescind your offer. I had a colorful college experience that I knew would come back to haunt me, so it was kinda one of those I'm going to reject them before they can reject me ordeals. I do wonder how far along I could have gone if I actually followed through, but TBH, the CIA was never a goal of mine. Moreover, an opportunity I lucked into, so I'm cool. That despite my childhood family being abusive, cold, hateful and spiteful toward me, I'm proud of the fact that I'm super loving and nobody will ever change this. I don't want to drag this into my adult life. My kids will never know my sadness. They are amazing, and they will never carry what I carry. They will only carry joyful memories. This makes me more proud than anything. Congrats on breaking that cycle. I have a hole and marks on my penis that, when viewed from the front, look like an axolotl. I only learned of this recently because I had never seen my own penis from that angle. So I got a picture and it really cracks me up. As far as dick pics go, I gotta say, it's top rate in the comedy category of the penis Oscars. This whole time, I had no idea. I'm so proud of that little photogenic guy, and there's no way I can tell anyone, because then they'll ask to see, and there's no way I'm letting that image out into the world. I mean, sure, when I have nothing left to lose, I'll finally share my axolotl penis with the world. But until then, I just have to be quietly proud. Hell, I'll probably sober up and delete this post in a bit. This'll probably get buried, but not committing suicide. Seriously contemplated it for a few months and made a plan, but didn't go through with it. Ended up being the best decision I've ever made. Sorted my life out and found something I enjoy doing. Also met my wonderful girlfriend and became an auntie. Edit. Thanks to everyone for their kind messages. And to the people that are struggling currently, please don't be afraid of using the helplines. I had a lovely call with a guy called Mark back then that really helped root myself. Stay strong. You can get through this. You don't need an amazing excuse to keep going. Focus on the little things. Maybe you want to see that one movie when it comes out, or have a pet that you know wouldn't understand if you left. Any reason to continue living is a good one. I got dangerously close too. I had a plan aware, and when a note and the day was coming close, but I got way too drunk and made a half-assed attempt and everyone found out and made sure I was safe and cared for. If I had succeeded I would have missed out on a lot of stuff. There was a guy with Down syndrome ahead of me in line at a mom and pop sub sandwich restaurant, trying to pay for his already prepared meal with a Subway gift card. The people running the store didn't speak much English and couldn't get through to the guy that he wasn't in a Subway. I just paid for his meal, much to the relief of the people behind the counter. It has made both incredibly happy and sad at the same time. It's a hilarious story in some ways. About 10 years ago I was at a gas station getting gas. What a surprise. I was inside going to paying cash with a $20 when the lady in front of me, who had a small coffee and $5 in gas, was trying to pay with her card. It kept getting declined, and she looked so rattled. Not to sound rude, but by what she drove and how she looked, you could tell she didn't have a lot of money. So I just told the cashier that I got her, and she was so thankful. I never told anyone because it would feel like it did it to brag, but I was just happy to help someone who needed it. I did this for an elderly lady with dementia. I was working as a duty manager, covering tills while my staff was on break. She was a bit confused and didn't have enough left of her pension to cover basic stuff: soap, toilet rolls, milk. I think her total came to about £15-ish. She tried to put some stuff back, seeing as if offered to pay it for her, but I paid the majority and let her just have some of the rest. Who's gonna know, right? Anyway, as she's leaving, she's adamant she'll be back after her pension goes in again to pay me back, and I tell her okay, and that's fine. A week later I'm at work and told that one of our regular customers had passed away, and it was her.